Welcome to the Diva Details. Welcome to the Diva Details, where bold, confident women embrace life unapologetically. From love and sex to wellness and reinvention, we keep it raw, real, and powerful. No filters, no limits. Just fearless conversations to help you thrive. Let's dive in with Diva Mia and Diva Cat.
Well, welcome back, Diva Cat.
Welcome back, Diva Mia.
How have you been?
Oh, I'm great.
Yeah?
Yes, can be better.
Well, that was interesting last week, talking about arranged marriages and matchmaking. I'm really interested in that AI matchmaking.
Let's do it. Well, I would give it a try if I were you. Why not?
I know, it sounds interesting.
This only costs $5,000.
I'll wait a little bit so I'm ready for that.
Yes.
But I thought we should give some equal time to marriage, because there are a lot of married listeners. And then there's a lot of listeners that are also open to alternative types of relationship. Maybe we cover that for the people that are in relationships or in alternative relationships.
Let's do it.
First thing I wanted to talk about is just like kind of traditional marriage.
Yeah, traditional marriage. Define traditional
marriage. I think it's changed over time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And its ceremonies have changed. Religious ceremonies have changed. It used to be just a heterosexual union. And maybe it's non-heterosexual. We'll just say that. Kind of what men and women do in their marriages has changed. In the 1960s, women stayed at home.
It's true.
And men went out and made money. And women took care of the children.
Yes.
And now it's kind of changed a little, don't you think?
Yes, it changed. Right now, some household, the woman's a break making.
And then sometimes the man stays
home. Stays home, yeah.
And it kind of changes the dynamic, I think, in a relationship.
I think whatever it works in your household. But I do love being home, though.
I do like a man, though, that still steps up and provides. Even though I'm a provider, too, it's tough. I will say for a lot of women out there that are out there making money, taking care of the kids, running the household. A lot of them are still running the finances because the men aren't so great at it.
Right.
You have to juggle a lot.
A lot to juggle a lot. You know, I'm staying home mom now, and we still have to juggle, too.
It changes, too, kind of the dynamic with your partner.
Yes.
Because when you get exhausted like that, it's hard to be intimate and have a lot of fun.
That is true.
When you're tired and you're spending all your time working and then you come home and you throw on lingerie, it's a little tough.
Changed a lot.
It has changed the dynamic. You have to kind of liven up your relationship a little bit.
I think so. What are we suggesting?
I don't know. I mean, it's just toys are fun. I mean, we have talked about doing toys, but and it depends on the family. A lot of families are involved in community.
Yeah.
Community involvement. And then on top of all their responsibilities with their marriage. People have, different activities. Their kids are in activities. As we get older, it does get a little easier.
You think so?
I think so, because once your kids are gone and you're an empty nester, I think rekindling the relationship's a lot easier, don't you think?
I think so, too. The empty nester, that's what they call themselves.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah, I almost did. 2 more years.
2 more years. And then you get to rekindle and have fun and travel.
Yes.
And just spend each time with each other.
Yeah.
I think that's so, so very important.
Very important.
Do you have any plans with that?
I have a whole travel plan laid out this year.
Do you? Well, this year. So you're already starting.
I already starting. We started last year, actually.
That's so important, because I know a lot of people have problems in their marriage. They get burnt out, or, the kids are a lot.
Yeah.
When you're raising children, it's like another full-time job.
Yeah. I would say, though, with the traditional marriage, if you, even just to break away, the weekend getaway, just 2 of you, which is very great idea. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Even just to lock yourself in your room and having the champagne or whatever inside your room, doesn't matter.
Valentine's Day wasn't too long ago. Yeah. It's kind of nice to have those romantic weekend getaways, even when it's not a romantic.
Yeah, I didn't get to stay at the hotel, though.
No, you didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that's okay. I'll make it up.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Spring break coming, so we'll make it up. It's okay.
I know we had talked about arranged marriages. I think a lot of times people do get married as well because of social pressures, even before maybe they're ready.
I don't like when they're thinking like people that age marriage, at this age, you have to get married. This certain age, you have to have kids. This certain age, you have, your clock is ticking. All of that is just put in the back. Even though with marriage tradition, we still have to think the new tradition way.
Right. And you waited to get married.
I didn't get married till 40.
So you waited.
I waited, yeah.
You found your one before that. What age were you when you found him?
I found my husband.
Yeah.
I found him, I was only 32.
So it took 8 years.
It took 8 years to get married.
Well,
but yeah, even fun though. It was a long run. It was a long run fun.
Yeah.
Yes. And we took a pause when you have a kid. Oh, they're older now. It's time to start back up again.
I think men need to be more respectful of all the challenges women are dealing with that they didn't have to deal with before, because we are working multiple full-time jobs when we're taking care of the kids as well.
In the household, yes. I think you have to break it down. You're working. It doesn't have to be the men had to be the one who bring money in the house and the men had to be the one plan the whole thing all the time. It does not work that way. Because right now, some women makes more than men.
That's true. If the woman's out there working her butt off too, the men has to help out with some
They need to step in, yeah.
I think a lot of times people think that these are women's jobs and these are men's jobs. And I think you need to have a nice balance if you're both, you have a dual income household.
I think in the household, you need to get away from that. This is woman's job, this is men's job, it's both of your job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do wish I had a dual income because I will say it was much easier than being on a single mother's income.
Yeah, that's for sure. But you did a great job.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you did a great job.
One of the things about marriage is the vow.
The vow.
The vow. You promise to love them until death do you part in sickness and health. And a lot of people our age are going through illnesses and have problems. It's difficult for people right now because it is challenging for women to take care of men or for men to take care of women up until death do they part. Going through that, I know there have been times where people go through health challenges and the partner just leaves.
That happens a lot.
Or the partner leaves because...
That happened to my own good friend.
Yeah.
She found out she had MS. She had to go through all... They treat her chemo. I don't know what kind of MS she has, but they treat her like treat her Hodgkin,
Oh, okay.
She's great now. She's... never feel better, but the husband left through that time. So that happens a lot.
That says a lot about a person's character, I think.
And here we are, you think like kids are older, out of house, time for empty nester. It's not always happen also, so I think...
So now she's on her own?
Now she's on her own.
Oh, we should get together and hang out.
Yeah.
I would love it.
You have to fly to Hawaii.
Oh, okay. No problem. As we get older, things start to happen. Just to be, gracious and graceful with your partner, because there's going to be ups and downs in every marriage. And there's challenges people have to deal with.
There is a lot of challenge. Sometimes when you get real fired up, I think it's good to take a step back and bite your tongue. I know I have a bad tongue. I wish I could bite my tongue a lot of time, but a lot of time happen when you already say that. I say, oh, shoot, I should not say that.
So you were in a relationship for 8 years.
8 years before we decide to get married. We start off as friends. We both got out from a bad, long relationship, and we never thought we were going to get married.
So you were a little gun shy.
Yeah, we were a little gun shy. We just think like it was just a setback or something, and we would just hang out.
Yeah.
Even our close friend didn't know for like 2 years. Everything, we still remained friends. You could call it, we still were friend with benefit, you could say.
Yeah.
But we were exclusive to each other.
Yeah.
But we don't call each other boyfriend, girlfriend.
Huh.
We didn't admit till we get away when first trip out together. Wow. 2 years later.
Wow. Relationships are funny. There is no time limit. And I used to say that you need at least 2 years to get to know someone before you should move forward in the marriage. I mean, yours was 8, but my father, he was divorced for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
He dated a lot. He went through a lot of different relationships. A lot of them, some of them long term.
Oh, wow.
When I was 25, he was dating a 25-year-old. So that's a whole nother issue. But anyway, he was quite the, I don't want to say player, but I'm going to say player. He was quite the player. He got married. I got a phone call.
Okay.
And he said, I got married. And I was like,
not to the 25-year-old, isn't it?
No, not.
Oh, okay.
This is recently.
Okay.
The 25-year-old was when I was 25. That was, 27 years ago. He gave me a call and he says, I got married. And I was like, huh? Because I didn't know he was dating. And he said, yeah, I'd like you to talk to her.
Oh,
so
wow.
I talked to her. And she was nice enough. I ended up meeting her one year at Christmas. because I went out over the Christmas holiday. They've been married for a few years now. We talked about their relationship. It was interesting because I never knew this. They only dated 14 days before they got married.
14 days.
After him being single for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And he said, when you know, you know. I was like, oh, crap. He didn't tell me that until after they'd been married for a few years.
Oh, wow.
And he's had some health issues, going back to the health issues. And he had a stroke, and she's been instrumental. She's a wonderful woman. And I think she's adorable. And the two of them together, you can tell they're in love.
That's
and
awesome.
It's still, multiple years later, and they're adorable. And I couldn't have found a better pick for him.
See?
There goes my 2-year belief system, right? They have to date somebody for 2 years. I'm not that fast. I don't think I would ever do that. You never know. I mean, maybe if I'm single for another 20 years, who knows?
Well, it happened to one very close friend of us.
Really?
Yeah, she only met her husband in 2 weeks. Everything is 2. 2 weeks, got engaged in 2 months. After wedding, got pregnant in 2 months. They have 4 kids together, and they have marriage. But up till now, I think they're 30-something years already.
Well, no, mine didn't go from engagement. Mine went from 2 weeks of dating.
To dating, and then
in 14 days, fully married.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? No one knew. They ended up just getting married at a pastor's house that they knew, and they were happy.
Talk about permanent.
I mean, you better like the person then.
Yeah.
If you get married and then you get divorced, you might be a little gun shy, right? So one of the things that kind of I've flown into, like the thought process, is going into not a relationship, but have you heard of a situationship?
That's the first time.
Is it?
Yes. This is the first time I heard of it. So you have to look up the definition.
Yeah. So a situationship, it's different. It's more ambiguous. And when you're in a situationship, you kind of define it with the person you're with.
Okay.
There's no commitment.
I think where you're going.
There's no commitment. You don't really label them as boyfriend, girlfriend. If you get called boyfriend once in a while, she gets called your girlfriend. It's kind of okay.
Okay.
Communication can be hit or miss. Like you could go for a week where you talk to them every day and then not talk to them for a few weeks.
That put a lot of stress out for
It depends on how secure you are with yourself. You don't have any long-term plans, but when you want to get together, you get together. I know a lot of people in their 40s and 50s, they're very busy people.
That's true.
And committing to a relationship, so a relationship takes work.
Yeah.
I know right now bringing a man into my life would be almost impossible because I have so much going on. I literally am working 60 to 70 hours a week. Plus I have children.
That's true.
So it'd be a challenge, right? Committing. I looked at my schedule. I don't have time for a man, but if I go on a trip, would I want a guy to come along? Maybe. If I have a weekend free, maybe I could fly the guy in.
That's like perfect situation.
It is kind of a good situation.
Yeah. I'll bet you that's happened a lot.
It's kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
It's comfortable for me because it's like you're more than friends. You may have sex, you may not.
Yeah.
You enjoy each other's time. You could just travel together. That could be a situation.
Situationship, yeah.
Like we were talking about the travel.
Yeah, the travel matchmaking, yeah.
There can be emotional intimacy, but there may not be.
Don't you think it's a long term? You don't get emotional attached with that, no?
I think you might get emotionally attached in the beginning, but when it turns into a situationship instead of a relationship, it makes it easier to pull back.
See.
So that when you're with them, it's wonderful. When you're not, it's okay. It's great for long distance relationships like we were talking about. It's casual. It's emotional when you're together, but not really emotional when you're not.
I think that's kind of my husband and I start off with.
It sounds like it.
I think that
you weren't really telling people we're together all the time.
No, we were not together all the time. Our job very busy. We all travel in different side of the world though. But when we get together, we get together.
And it was fun.
It was fun.
So you started off with a situationship that turned into a relationship that turned into marriage.
I start off as the situationship and then roommate. We start off like know each other, kind of like situationship, friend with benefit. He has his own place. I have my own place. His lease coming up, and I just had the idea. Why don't you? I need help with the rent, and then I invite him just to move in. So yeah, at that time, our job is just
You're just working a lot.
We just work a lot. We barely home. I live on a suitcase.
I think there's a lot of situationships out there.
I think so too.
The thing I like about the situationship is that there's a lot of open and honest communication. I think you become better friends in a situationship because there's not so much pressure to turn it into a marriage.
I agree.
I honestly feel like I could tell the person I've been in a situationship with anything. If I wanted to, I can be open. I can be honest. I can tell them how I feel. They get upset. It's okay.
It's okay, especially at this age. I think it happened a lot in between.
There's a lot more honesty.
40s, 50s. Yeah, a lot more honesty.
See, my thing is I want a situationship. I would prefer one that was local, but I don't know if I have time for a situationship that's local. Like if they're distance, it makes it so much easier to manage with my schedule.
I think it's perfect scenario for you.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why people do situationships is because they got burned in the past or they're afraid of committing. And you were in the very beginning.
Yes, that's happened. And I think that's exactly how we started.
Yeah. And there was no pressure.
No pressure.
That makes it so much easier.
It was so much fun.
And then what happens in a situationship, if you grow closer together, great. But if you don't and you find someone else, you just let the other person know.
Yeah.
There might be a little hurt feeling.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A little bit.
But it's not going to be like you were my one, you were my soulmate, I can't live without you type of thing.
But I think you have to be open up front from beginning if you want to have that kind of situationship. But in the long run, as the day goes on, if you're feeling change, and then you have to talk about that again.
I agree.
And then for example, if you become, like for us, when we decide to become exclusive, and then we have to talk about now we open up.
Yeah.
And boyfriend, girlfriend.
I don't think the situationship will work if one person wants a relationship and the other doesn't.
Yeah.
I think both people have
to be ready. Yeah. Have to be the same page.
Honestly, I would call it, do you want to have a situationship with me?
Yeah.
I would say, look, I'm busy, you're busy. I'm not ready for anything more. Especially if you're newly divorced, 6 months, a year out, you may not be ready, or newly out of a long-term relationship. Or maybe you're just young and you're not ready for the commitment yet.
That's true. I think this worked out just fine for the young professional single.
Yeah.
Right?
It does. Now, and the nice thing is in a situationship, you can define that, hey, I want to have a situationship with you. If you want to sleep around, I want you to break things off with me.
Yes.
Because I'm in this just for companionship, intimacy. We go out and we have fun together. But if you're going to be with other people, you can do that. But I don't want, you can say that. That can be one of the rules, because that way you don't open yourself up to STDs and things like that.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. In a way, you both have to be agreed to be in situations.
You have to agree.
Yeah, you have to be agreed.
People over time from these situationships, they evolve when they go into relationships and then they get married.
They get married, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us.
And it's sound and it's stable.
Yeah, I think so too. Because let's face it, right? At this age, you have to be honest. Even you don't honest, you already know what people are gonna say. I've done it all, right?
Yeah.
Don't be lying to me. I did that wrong.
Yeah.
You know as soon as the guy opened your first statement, don't you?
So you've done it all. Have you ever had an open marriage?
No.
No. Would you ever consider one?
No.
No. I know open marriage is the buzzword. I've heard it a lot lately.
Really?
I have. I've even seen people on the dating apps say, hey, I have an open marriage and my wife knows I'm doing this, or my husband knows I'm doing this. I'm just looking for some additional companionship. My wife is very busy at work and we've agreed to have an open marriage.
Oh, wow.
That's something that moving more and more popular. Open marriages, there's different types. There's swinging. There's casual dating. Like they just go out and casually have sex with people.
Both in both party, husband or wife.
Well, they won't be together.
They won't be together. And yeah.
And then there's a polyamory relationship where they create, it's like polygamy almost, because they create a whole other romantic, they might have a mistress.
The mistress. Wow. Talk about mistress. That's a whole new issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my culture, not all guys, only some guys. They define how wealthy they are by how many mistresses they have.
Wow. The difference is they're not really described as a mistress.
Okay.
Because in a true open relationship, there's open communication in the marriage.
Okay.
Meaning that if you take someone home, you tell your partner.
Oh, wow. You bring them home too?
No. You tell your partner, hey, I had sex with somebody at a bar.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Or I want to swing with this other
couple.
Swinging is more where you have a couple swings with another couple and you trade partners and you're both present.
I've heard about the swing. They actually have swing party.
Yeah, they're swingers. Yeah.
Yeah, they are swingers.
If you're not telling your wife that you're having a relationship with someone else, like the polyamory where you create a whole nother mistress or type of mistress.
That means you're cheating.
That means you're cheating.
Yeah.
There have been people that have come back and said, oh, I wanted an open relationship. Well, you should have talked about it before you cheated.
Yeah.
To me, a vow is a vow.
Right.
I'm not into open marriages or relationships. It's fine for other people, but to me, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. That happened both ways too, though. It hasn't happened both ways. The wife go off.
It has to be communicated. Yeah. Even the casual dating, if you want an open relationship where every once in a while you get to go have a fling, that needs to be talked about as well. And there's some people that say we can have an open relationship and you could go have a fling, but I don't want you having a relationship with someone else.
I see. Yeah.
The problem happens when they get attached to whoever they just had a fling with.
Yeah. So that happens a lot too.
So here's the problem with open marriages, I think. I think there's a lot of jealousy.
Oh, yeah, of course. I know I would not like it because I'll be very jealous.
Oh, yeah. You don't know who they're sleeping with.
Yeah.
There's STDs possibly.
Yeah.
You got to worry about that. And emotionally, it's complicated, especially if there's children.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the partner showing up at an event with your kids or something?
Oh, I can't even think it. I had goosebumps. Talk about it right now. Yeah, so no, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, because what happens when you get sex and emotions involved with another person, it can destroy the marriage.
I think when you start to have open marriage, you end up divorced.
Well, here's the thing. I will say I've heard it a lot more that men say, oh, I want an open marriage from the man. Because, they're like their wives are burnt out. They're tired. They're working. They're taking care of the kids and they're just exhausted.
They hire a housekeeper.
Yeah. And they have sex with the housekeeper.
That's a whole new issue.
When that happens and a man goes off and has sex with someone else, there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings. And if a relationship does come out of it, the woman's going to feel slighted.
Yeah. I would not allow that.
No, I don't do open marriages either.
No.
If you're going to go have a relationship and have a mistress, you need to, first of all, tell your wife. And then secondly, make sure that both sides are okay with it.
Yeah, make sure you tell your wife, hey, I'm going to have open relationship. And your wife's going to think, why, what's wrong with me? Am I not enough for you?
Yeah. One of the big things is you have to set so many ground rules up front.
Yeah.
So that they know what's allowed, what's not.
Yeah.
And then you have to be careful about miscommunication.
Yeah,
because you have to tell them, I am having an affair with such and such person.
Yeah, regardless, open or not, tell or not tell, I think you are having an affair.
Well, no, if they tell and both sides are okay with it, like for instance, let's say, heaven forbid, something happens and your partner's wheelchair bound.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Your partner says, I'd like to have an open marriage and I can't have sex with you anymore.
Right.
But I want you to be satisfied.
Yes.
But don't have a polyamory relationship. You can have casual date, and that would be okay.
Yeah, understand.
As it could happen.
It could happen. That is true.
There's reasons for it. You just have to be so careful because unless you're willing to throw your marriage away, by having sex with someone else, you better define it, and you better make sure the rules are followed.
Yeah.
So the other thing is like what happens when you have an open marriage and your partner spends more time with the other person than you now.
You see, that happens a lot too.
You got to talk about your boundaries.
Your boundaries. That's a movie about it.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Woman.
So.
Yeah, he has an affair and then the woman ends up going psycho on him because he goes back to his wife. So if you leave your partner for someone you're having an affair with, you're very unlikely to stay married.
Yeah. A lot of them are going to end up getting divorced.
25% of marriages will stay together after an affair. So this is not an open marriage. This is after somebody just has an affair. You may stay together, and it kind of, I think, depends if you were honest. And if the person found out about the affair, like the spouse, like in my case, figured it out.
Yeah.
75% of the marriages end in divorce. You have to think that some of the open marriages will end in divorce too.
Yeah. I think all these open marriages going to end up divorce. I mean, to me anyway, that's just me, my opinion.
Out of those 25% that get divorced, 30% of those people will stay together with the cheater. So whoever they cheated with.
Whoever they cheated with.
Yes. So you might get married or you just stay with them. But after that, only 3%. If you get married, stay married.
Stay married.
Because if basically what happens, they say once a cheater, always a cheater.
I agree. Marriage is the big thing. You have to work with it.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Oh, it's 3 to 5%. 30% stay with the cheater, 3 to 5% that get married to the person they cheated with actually stay married.
Oh, wow.
That's messing up the national average, right? On marriage divorces.
Yeah.
When you're having an open marriage, it's very likely you're going to get romantically attached. And then what happens if somebody finds out?
The world is not that big after all. You may run to each other in the, market or something.
Yeah. So let's say you had an affair or an open marriage, either way. Like people find out about it.
Oh, they definitely Family, friends.
There's going to be a social...
Especially all these social media around and social gathering.
Like miserable. And it'll be miserable for your children.
Oh, you
have to think about the kids. Here's my thing. When you get married,
okay,
and you have children, and when you cheat, you break the vow not just towards the spouse, but towards your children.
Yes.
So you just have to realize that.
Yeah.
Now, if you have an open marriage and you're committed to your spouse and you're going to stay together, but you still want to sleep around, I mean, that's your decision. But you better be clear because it very well may end up destroying your marriage.
Not just marriage, destroy the whole family. But your kids
And your kids, if they find out or the people in town find out in whatever town you're in or city, especially in their schools, they could be made the butt of jokes.
It made a lot of impact to your kids.
It does.
It has to be.
It does.
Yeah. I think open marriage going to work.
Yeah, you have to be concerned about that.
And then increase the risk of the health, the STD.
I know, it's kind of scary.
It's kind of scary. Open marriage, another word is like you sleep around.
Yeah, you have multiple partners. You have a higher chance of getting an STD.
Yeah, so many things out there, you know?
You know, to me, marriages are so complicated anyway. And we disagree on different things. You know, they always see the toilet seat up. That's my big thing.
Oh my God.
Put the toilet seat down. I don't care if you're dating or you're married, put the damn toilet seat down because if I go in there in the middle of the night and I fall in that damn toilet and my butt hits the water, I'm going to be very upset.
Right? Put the toilet
I'm telling you, man, put the toilet seat down. Yeah, I think the only way to make this work is to really have strong communication, a lot of trust.
Wow.
And you both have to agree. You have to completely agree on it.
To adapt it to it.
And here's the thing. Maybe you do it for a short period of time and you don't do it for a very long period of time. You try it out. But now I see all these people on these dating apps advertising it. Sometimes there's even couples on the dating apps. They're both on there saying, we're looking for another couple to swing with us.
Oh, wow.
Swinging is where other couples get together with couples.
Yeah.
They get together and they just
trade partners. They're trade partners. They even have parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone would just host the swinging party.
Did you hear about soft swinging?
Yeah.
So that's just like kissing, fondling, and oral sex. There's no intercourse. You get to third base, but not home run.
But then you go home to each other. And
you go home to each other and you might have sex with your partner.
Okay.
Because the intercourse, I will say there's a deep connection when you're actually having intercourse.
Yeah.
And you don't get when you're not. Like playing around is one thing, but having intercourse, it's a deeper connection.
It's deep, yeah.
Soft swinging I've heard about.
Soft swinging. And actually, I just heard later on the radio too, people just like hosted the swinging party. Yeah, they hosted the swinging party.
I think I've seen it on a few movies lately and TV shows. It's been interesting because they're trying to normalize it. And then I've also seen it where they have swinging parties where you go in and like there's people that have different types of fetishes. And so their fetish gets entertained. You have to kind of know maybe your wife doesn't entertain your fetish. So they have fetish parties too.
Thinking is like all the disease out there. Hopefully all these people get they tested.
And that's the thing. You never know.
See?
You never know. You can have a full swinging where you're like trading partners completely. You can do just like one couple with another couple. You could have swinging party. Some people do it in the same room. Some people have separate rooms. Like they say, I'm going to have sex with your wife. Imagine.
Oh my God.
And they go into a separate bedroom or they all get together
in one room.
Or they have group play where people just pick a partner. I know. It's different, right? I probably talked about it. It's different. It's not my cup of tea, but there's a lot of people that are into these things now.
It is though. They are. I heard a lot about it lately too.
Well, I think with, porn's advancing things.
I think so.
Yeah. But then there's the same problems that you have with open marriages. There's jealousy, some people lose interest in their marriage after they swing.
Yeah.
And they just
I
want
like
to
your
swing
wife
with
better
everybody.
than my wife, you know.
And they might swap wives.
Yeah. Or swap husband. How about a husband and a husband?
Exactly.
The wife and the wife?
If you're known as a swinger in the town, word kind of gets around.
Sure.
I mean, I guess some people don't care. And I guess it's probably easier if you're an empty nester. But if your kids are still at home and you're swinging, just be cognizant and respectful to your children. That's all I ask.
Yeah. So that's a community around here. They have like empty nester party.
Really?
Yeah.
Here?
No, around here, yeah.
Wow.
They call empty nester party. Now that we bring about this swinging subject, I just think that maybe they just use that name up front. In reality, it might be the swing party.
Well, and some of the swing parties are fetishes, right? And you have to have a safe word, a safe place to go.
Yeah. Empty nester party. So I wonder, that was another word of swinging party.
Yeah. Empty nester party. I could see it.
I could see it too.
If you think about it, maybe it could liven up the marriage.
The marriage?
We think of it as, there's going to be trust issues, but it might liven it up. Here's the thing with some men. If they see you with another man, they may get so mad and so jealous.
Yes.
They go crazy.
Don't you think it's insecurity though?
No, because I personally want my spouse to be with me. If I'm going to be in a committed relationship, they're mine. Insecurity means that you're scared that they're going to leave you for someone else. Well, quite frankly, when they're with somebody else, they are with somebody else.
Yeah, they are with somebody else.
So insecurity could be a man that says, I want to swing. But then when he sees you with someone else,
then he'll get jealous.
Then he shuts it down.
Yeah.
It's different to talk about than to actually do it.
Do it.
Right? It's like when you have a spouse that cheats. You look at them and like, what the heck were you thinking? Because they didn't tell you. Honestly, I kind of respect that more than a spouse that
just cheat on you.
Yeah. When they cheat, it's a betrayal of trust.
I don't do cheat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Once a cheat, always going to be a cheat.
You know, they do say that, and I can't even date men that have cheated. It's crazy to me.
But you open up for open relationship. I mean, a situationship.
I'm okay with a situationship, but I want honesty. So if I'm going to date other people. So let's say I'm in a situationship. Circling back to the situationship. Let's say I'm in a situationship. They say that they're taking someone else out.
Right.
And they and I'm honest. I'm like, if you decide to start dating someone else, just let me know.
Okay.
But let's say they date someone else for 3 to 6 months. And then they come back and they say, we're kind of fizzling, but I want to take you to, I don't know, Europe.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, let's go.
Okay.
As long as I know they're not in a relationship. Because I don't want to be the other one.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't want a man to be put in the same position of being the other man.
I see.
Because I would never cheat on someone, even in a situationship. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Even though it's not a committed relationship, I'm going to be honest and say, you know what, maybe I'm dating 2 people. And I let both of them know that I'm dating 2 people.
2 people, yeah.
Because then you're honest. But if you're not honest and the other people don't know, it's a betrayal of trust.
That's true.
That's why an open marriage is better, because you don't have the betrayal of trust unless you're lying. Like there are people that get into an open marriage and they say, okay, we're going to have just casual sex, but yet they're not just having casual sex. They're actually in a full-on relationship with someone else.
But don't you think that's human nature though, when it come along, the jealousy is going to happen?
There are people that just want to go out there and sow some oats.
Yeah.
You know, they've been married for 20 or 30 years and they want to try something new. So I'm not going to be judgy as long as you're clear and you're communicating with your partner.
With your partner, yeah.
If you're mature enough to have sex with someone else, you're mature enough to have that conversation with both partners.
Both partners.
And they both
they both know. They both accept it.
And you don't want the person that you're in the situationship or the open relationship or the swinging, if you will, to not know about your current relationship.
Yeah, but if they all are swingers, they all should know.
They should.
Yeah.
Swingers will know.
Yeah.
But the open relationship, sometimes guys go pick up a woman in a bar. They don't tell them they're married.
Just think about all the disease.
Yeah, there's disease out there.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know, this is the reason why I tell people everybody should get tested. If you're sexually active, I think between every partner. The other thing is one of our listeners brought up the idea of a threesome.
Threesome?
Yeah, so you bring a person into a sexual encounter. I know men really want threesomes.
Yeah, for sure.
They do. It can be male on male, a male, female, male, or female, male, female.
Yeah.
And then it can be male, 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 or female, 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 because that's a threesome too.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have to be the opposite sex. People forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of couples plus thirds on dating apps, I see that too.
Really?
Where there's a couple that says they have a picture of the couple and they say, we're just looking for someone to join us.
Oh, wow.
And then there's singles that just get together.
Yeah.
That have a threesome. So the reason why this person brought this up, he said a lot of men want 2 women on them. Now, first of all, men, you're in your 50s and you can only last a couple minutes.
You don't need threesome. You don't need 4 hands. The 4 hands massages.
Yeah. Really? Honestly?
Yeah.
Because if you're only lasting a couple minutes, you're useless in a threesome. Heads up. The idea is it's a pleasurable thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that what happens and what can happen often is that if you have 3 people, 2 women and a man,
okay,
the man's done after, we'll say 30 to 45 minutes, if he's good.
If he's good. Well, like you said, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The guy, it could be somebody in their 40s. So maybe it lasts 30, 45 minutes. So he's keep up. You know, you're changing positions, you're doing different things. But what happens, this is probably getting a little too detailed, but I don't care. What happens is the women in a threesome last a lot longer. So they'll keep pleasuring each other. They realize after a while that the man's not even necessary.
Yeah, the man is useless after a while because he's done after 10 minutes.
The man is done after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And so the women, they keep going. I think there was a Friends episode, right?
Yeah.
Who was in it? Ross. Ross was married, I believe.
Yeah.
To his first wife. And his wife wanted to bring in another woman to spice up the relationship.
Well, yeah. I saw that episode, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I saw that. So he's the one just ended up watching those 2 women.
So then they kicked him off the bed.
They kicked him off the bed. Yeah. And they end up the 2 women together. He lost his wife to the other woman.
Yeah, because the woman realized she was actually a lesbian. That's why she wanted to have a woman in. He's like, men don't realize that if you got 2 professional women and they get together and they've never done it before, they're just doing it for you, you may actually get kicked to the curb. He said he's seen it over and over again with friends. He said they want to bring in a partner or a threesome or even do swinging. He refuses because he keeps seeing people get divorced afterwards.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And you know what? I see that happen.
I guess maybe if you want to do a threesome, don't do it when you're married.
Right.
I mean, and don't do it with the person that you really want to stay in a relationship with because you might lose the relationship.
For sure.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. And now let's go. But some men, if men want, let's say your husband want to bring the men into your threesome, they keep women to the curve too. So men will end up with
there might be men that were gay.
Yes.
That also, they get together with another man, they bring 2 men in.
Yes.
And
they could be the man is like happily married, have kids, everything. And they bring another man in to have threesome. Guess what?
It's the same thing.
He ended up left his wife and stay with men.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
It's the same
they
thing.
say that another woman knows, women knows each other's bodies better than men.
Yes.
A woman can definitely pleasure another woman better than a man. Only if, though, you're not talking to your partner. This goes back to the whole conversation we had a few podcasts ago, where you need to be communicating to your partner what you enjoy and very verbal about what you like. Don't just moan and expect them to realize you like it.
Yeah.
Tell them that feels really good. Or say, I don't really like it that rough or whatever.
Right.
But let them learn your body, because otherwise, if you bring a woman in and she pleasures you more, you may not want a man anymore.
That happened. It goes both ways.
It does go both ways.
Yeah. So be careful. If your husband come up, hey, I want a threesome, you might want to look at your marriage too.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
You need to definitely look at your marriage. Now, I did have a guy friend, that told me he was in a threesome. He's excluded, obviously.
Yeah.
He said he did a threesome with the girl that he was dating because she was into it. Okay. But the guys didn't.
Okay.
So she was giving one guy head while she was doggy style with another one, basically, or whatever. Whatever positions they were in. But the guys didn't touch. The guys didn't kiss. The guys didn't touch. It was just sex. And then there's orgies, too. There's been people do orgies lately. Orgies are back.
Oh, wow.
Where you're having sex with multiple partners at a party.
This is new.
Orgies are back. Well, not I've been doing them, so.
This is just from the word around
This
town.
is just what I've been hearing. There are people, and then some people do threesomes with prostitutes.
I hope they make sure that prostitutes.
Well, that is illegal, right?
Right.
So prostitution is illegal in every state that I know of, except for certain parts of Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah. They hire a prostitute, and they hire the prostitute for the night in order to have a threesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Now, here's the
go
thing.
home.
If you're doing a threesome, you don't know this, make sure you wear condoms. But the woman is less protected. Remember that, women, you're not protected from another woman.
Yeah.
You get a sexually transmitted disease from another
woman. Yeah, woman to woman. You could get it too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the threesome thing. It sounds exciting.
I can just totally see having a threesome with two guys and the guys getting mad at each other, not liking what's going on, and having a fight in the middle of the threesome.
You think so? I just want full hands on me, right?
You want okay, that's called a massage. You don't have to have sex with someone to get the forehand. I've done forehand massages.
That is not threesome.
That is not a threesome.
Yeah. I can't.
Oh, Diva Cat, you're so funny.
This is a new thing to me.
It's so new to me.
I know.
I was miserably comfortable in my marriage for a long time. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think with the third person involved, that's the end of it, don't you think?
I am a one guy type of.
Yeah.
I want one partner. I don't want them to, and if they are sleeping around, I want to know.
Yeah.
Especially after you've been cheated on, there's a level of, I'm okay if they want to date someone else. I just want to know so I can say no or yes. Depending on how serious they are with the other person.
Yeah.
In a situationship, right? I just want to know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think the betrayal of trust, to me, is bigger than the actual intercourse. Is that crazy?
No, that's not crazy.
The violation that a person goes through when they get cheated on is worse.
When you get hurt physically, it heals fast.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, it doesn't.
Emotionally, it takes time.
But that takes time.
But I'm okay with someone being with someone else now. I wasn't in my marriage. And I don't think I would be in a marriage in the future. If I'm married to someone, I don't want an open relationship. In a situationship, when we haven't fully committed to the other person, it's different. But I think once you commit, to me, it's one-on-one. But to other people, it may not be. I'm not judging. It's everybody's different.
To me, commitment relationship does consider as a marriage.
Yeah, well, there can be committed relationships that aren't marriage.
Yeah.
That you just decide that you don't want to get married.
Yeah, you just enjoy each other company.
But if you say I'm exclusive, right?
Right.
That's a committed relationship.
Yeah.
So if somebody cheats on that, it's cheating. Now, if you say I'm exclusive with you, but I would like to have casual sex, to me, that's not exclusive.
No, that's not exclusive. That's called cheating already.
Yeah.
No, so you have to define the words.
Yeah.
Like I say, back to communication, right?
Yeah.
You have to define everything very clearly.
And even when you bring in a third person, there's a lot of jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of jealousy. There could be arguments. There could be fights. Once it starts, you can't pull it back.
No.
The memories will always be there.
Always.
Yeah. What was the movie before 50 Shades of Grey? 9.5 weeks.
I didn't see that one.
9.5 weeks. In 9.5 weeks, so the guy has a lot of fetishes.
Okay.
And it's actually a good movie. So for the older people that remember 9.5 weeks, if not, you're going to watch it this weekend.
I have to watch it this weekend.
It's about, there's a little bit of bondage, little handcuffs, a little bit of, blindfold, things like that. Not as bad as 50 Shades of Grey. He brings in a woman.
Oh, wow.
So he brings in a woman. So he puts a blindfold on her. So they're in this relationship. And they've been having great sex. And she's so into it. She gets turned on all the time just by thinking about it.
Oh.
But then he brings in a woman without asking her. And she's blindfolded. And the woman starts feeling her first. And then the woman kisses her. And so she recognizes that it's not him.
Oh, wow.
And she gets so upset because it's a violation of trust.
Of trust.
And leaves. So he wanted to have a threesome. And he didn't approve it with her in advance. And so some people aren't comfortable with other people too. You may be insecure with your body or not.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm thinking, If you bring another threesome and the other girl nice and fit and I'm all loose over here, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of times when people do threesomes, they will have approval rates.
You have to.
So the woman gets to approve whoever they partner up with.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
that makes
triple
sense.
up with.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And then men just realize you might lose your wife because she realizes she gets more pleasure from the other woman.
That's what I'm saying. It's happened a lot.
It does happen a lot. I think there was an episode on Sex and the City like that.
Yes.
So
she just take off with that woman.
And there are a lot of people that are still trying to figure out what they like. And just because you're 40 years old doesn't mean
no.
You figured it all out yet. And there's people that are bisexual that like both men and women. So you may bring your partner and they're like, wow, I get so much better, but she still wants to have sex with you. So that's possible too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is.
But just realize once you do it, your relationship has changed forever.
Forever. Yes. Yeah. You have to be prepared for that. Once you start that, you never go back. It won't.
It might spice it up, but it also might make it very awkward.
Awkward and open up to your whole, like they said, open another whole new can of worms.
And I honestly, if your marriage is in that big of shambles, I would say first, try to rediscover each other.
Right. Try to discover each other, open up, talk to each other. What can you do between just you two first, don't you think?
And then what happens if you have a threesome and you get the other woman pregnant? Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. Hopefully you wear condoms.
Well, even condoms can break. If anybody finds out about the threesome, there's that whole thing.
They're social, emotional.
And one of the big things, if you're both not 100% committed to it, someone's either going to feel slighted or you're going to have regrets. A lot of people regret bringing another person into the marriage or the relationship. Now, I think if you had it before and you still got married and you were clear in the very beginning that we both enjoyed that, it'd be different.
Yeah.
But if you bring another person into a marriage, be careful. Or even a relationship. It doesn't have to be a marriage. Because you can destroy your relationship that way too.
Yeah. I think if you're in relationship, a husband and wife, if you think you need to bring the third party in, you have to talk to each other first.
Now, here's the thing you do. You have to have a long conversation, maybe with a therapist too, so that you're both clear on boundaries.
Yeah, the boundary, that's the key.
Yeah. Now,
because probably turn to jealousy.
It does.
Jealousy turn to be hell break loose, you know?
But let's say that you have an open marriage and you bring another, you do a threesome, or you swing with another couple, or you have your wife is okay or your husband's okay with you creating another relationship with another man.
Okay.
And that whatever relationship, it goes south for whatever reason. There's also a risk of blackmail. People
I didn't think
about that, but there is a risk of blackmail because the social stigma of some people, especially if you're in a high powered position or if you're a politician. I mean, that happens a lot. We see that.
Yeah,
or
we see
you're
that. Yeah.
famous, or even if you're just the town principal.
Yeah.
There's always a risk that you could be blackmailed based off of your sexual preferences. I mean, you could be blackmailed because you're into S&M or you're into, you have a fetish as well. Realize that if you're not married to the person and you're doing something with someone else, they potentially can blackmail you. And if it's an employee, I mean, that opens up a whole other problem. That's like a lawsuit waiting to happen. You think you're having just an sex or an affair, but
no.
What happens when it goes south?
It will go south too.
So remember your checkbook and your finances when it's not just your kids, it's also your financial well-being and health.
How about stalker? They become your stalker.
Yeah, just like that other movie.
Yeah, they stalk you, but they don't want to give you up. Next thing
fatal attraction, where the woman boils a bunny and puts the blood everywhere.
Yeah, that's a lot of things you have to think about. That's
so you think you're just going to go pick somebody up at a bar?
Yeah, have fun for the night. Doesn't happen that way.
Even a stripper or a prostitute could blackmail you.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody could blackmail you. So you have to be careful with what you're doing sexually.
Yes.
I mean, even hell, let's be honest. If you have sex with just one person, they could video it and share it. That happens too.
It happens a lot.
It happens a lot. Pamela Anderson, a big sex for that. Even when you're married, sometimes married partners will take stuff. This is why I don't recommend sending dick pics or pictures of your private parts, guys. Just saying. If you ever wanted to get blackmailed, there you go.
Yeah.
Blackmail is an issue. And if you don't want to be paying for the next 30 years to somebody or giving them millions of dollars or whatever it is, So just remember, sex is a serious business.
It is serious business. I'm actually know for fact, like, let's say you go on vacation, right, in Cancun, and you pick up a third person, and the third person got pregnant. Then what? It's come haunt you.
Yeah.
That turned to be a whole new issue. Next thing you know, you have a child that you have to raise.
Yeah. You could have a child and it could really complicate your life. So all we're saying is to communicate clearly, truly understand the pros and the cons of what you're about to do.
Yeah.
Really analyze the people you're about to do it with.
For sure.
And don't just get drunk one night and have it happen.
Yeah.
Because one drunk night can ruin your life.
For sure.
And when you get divorced, if you do get divorced from it, I mean, there goes half your stuff. But like from my perspective, I don't want to cheat on a man because that's my character. But I don't want to either give up half my shit either.
Yeah, things that you work for are so hard for it.
I know.
Especially when you already halfway. You're like, to me, at 50, you already halfway. You should be very successful.
Exactly.
Right?
So for me, maybe I'm not ready for marriage. Maybe I am in a situationship type mindset right now. But here's the other thing. If I found the one and I was in a situationship and it grew into the one, I would have no problem having a relationship with them and potentially marriage in the future.
Prenup. If you're going to get married, that's all I would say.
Prenup. Everyone should have a prenup over the age of 30, I think. And if you're wealthy between 20 and 30, I think you'll have it too. Yeah, prenups are important. And, they stigmatize prenups as it's just the woman going after or the man wanting to protect his money. But
no, it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's a clear definition of assets. There are prenups that state if you have an affair within the first 5 years, you get nothing.
Yes.
I would have a prenup if you have an affair, period, you get nothing.
Yeah, never mind first 5 years, first 5 days,
First 50 years.
Yeah.
You stay with me for 50 years, and then if you want to sleep around, you can.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No.
Go right ahead at 100. You can go ahead and sleep around then.
Yeah, prenup is important.
Yeah. Prenup is important. The prenup, you can define clear things too. And some people actually define open marriages in their prenups.
In their prenup.
So that everyone's clear and defined. They make it a very analytical, I'm going to have an open relationship. This is what I expect from you. This is what I'm going to do with, I might have a separate partner over here. This is what I'm going to do with this other partner, but you're my wife or you're my husband.
Yeah, you could do that with the swinger, with the threesome.
Well, and there are marriages that are arranged in a way that people are kept just for appearances. There are people that are gay that get married to a partner. And in their prenup, these are private prenups, obviously.
Right.
Now, remember, every time you put something in writing, you have to be careful too. But these are private prenups, and they say, I want to have an appearance, normal, a typical traditional
for sure
family. So my kids are happy. I want to have kids with this woman. But on the side, I'm going to have a male partner over here.
Yeah, or mistresses.
Yes.
Yeah. Because sometimes, but they say it's cheaper to keep her. So if they agree that you could have mistress, the other side agreed that you could have boy toys, then put on the writing.
Exactly. I will say companionship for life is the most romantic thing.
I think so too.
I think if you can find your one and spend your whole life, even whatever age you get married, if you can find that one person that just really completes your soul, if you will, just makes you feel warm all the time when you think about him, that's the way to go.
You complete me.
Completely. That was Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, yeah. I consider myself very lucky. Consider me like, I've been around town, he's been around town, and we're now together, just two of us,
And you guys are adorable too.
Yeah.
Kind of like my dad and his 14-day bride.
14 days bride.
That scared me. And I'm glad he didn't actually tell me in the beginning that it was only 14 days because I think I might have been a little judgy. I think most people would. Now that I've seen them together for this long, 14 days, there's no problem.
No, love at the first sight.
Yeah, and they're so good together.
And you said you could have more than one soulmate.
Yes, you can have more than one soulmate. Yeah. And sometimes your first marriage isn't your soulmate.
Yeah.
Sometimes your second marriage isn't your soulmate.
Yeah.
A soulmate is somebody you think about even when they're not around, even in a situationship. You think about. Yeah.
Even when you do threesome.
Yeah.
I open it. Oh, my one's so much better. Why would I need threesome?
Yeah. That
could happen too.
That can happen. You have a threesome with someone.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, wait,
I'm
so much happier just with my spouse. But the problem is, watch out because your spouse might be happy.
That's
when you have more threesome.
And then what?
And then what? Exactly. So,
no.
We have covered a lot today.
Yes,
we have opened your minds, hopefully.
Right?
Don't be judgy of other people. I know there's a lot of social stigma to open marriages, but honestly, I think open marriage is actually better than people that are just sitting around having affairs.
I think so too.
It's up to people, and everybody's different, and everybody has their own wants and needs and desires.
Yeah.
And hopefully they keep the diseases away and don't spread stuff. But, things have changed.
The key is don't spread stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Let's wrap it up. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Yes.
And let us know. Leave us a comment or shoot us an email.
Yeah, question, Q&A is on our website.
Our email address is divas@thedivadetails.com. If you want to have us address something on the air, we're very open to different conversations about different things, and we really don't hold back.
Yes, we don't hold back. Shoot us a question.
All right, Diva. This is Diva Mia signing off.
Diva Cat signing off. Talk to you soon.
Have a wonderful week.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We'd love hearing from you. Visit thedivadetails.com to connect. See you next week for more.
Diva Details podcast and website are intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content provided does not constitute professional, medical, financial, or legal advice. We are not licensed medical practitioners, financial advisors, or legal professionals. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any financial topics discussed are based on personal opinions and experience and should not be considered professional advice. The content provided does not constitute legal advice. Diva Details and its affiliate contributors and guests are not liable for any losses or damages arising from the use of our content. The opinions expressed in the podcast are solely those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organization, sponsors, or partners. All facts discussed in the podcast are researched and accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording. Information may change over time. No guarantees are made regarding the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any statements or opinions presented. It is the responsibility of the listener to verify any and all facts that may influence their decision. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.